Sophia and the Lost Puppy. Once upon a time, in a cozy little town, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Sophia. Sophia loved animals, especially dogs, and always dreamed of having a puppy of her own. She would often spend her afternoons at the park, watching other children play with their dogs, imagining what it would be like to have her own furry friend to run with, play fetch, and snuggle. One sunny afternoon, Sophia decided to take her usual trip to the park. The birds were singing, children were laughing, and the sun was warm on her face as she skipped along the path. But something unusual caught her eye as she reached her favorite bench near the big oak tree. There, sitting all by itself, was a small, fluffy puppy. Its fur was a mix of brown and white, and its big, round eyes looked a little sad. The puppy had no collar, no leash, and no one seemed to be with it. It was just sitting there, looking lost. Sophia's heart melted instantly. "Oh, you poor little thing," she said, kneeling down to pet the puppy. The puppy wagged its tail excitedly and licked Sophia's hand, clearly happy to have found a friend. "I wonder where your owner is," Sophia said, looking around the park. But there was no one in sight who seemed to be looking for a puppy. No one calling its name, no one searching. It was just Sophia and the little lost pup. Sophia's mind began to race. She had always wanted a puppy, and here was one right in front of her. She could take it home, care for it, and they could be best friends forever. It seemed like a dream come true. But then, as she looked into the puppy's eyes, Sophia remembered something important. This puppy wasn't hers. Somewhere out there, someone might be missing their dog. Maybe a family was worried, searching for their lost pet. As much as Sophia wanted to keep the puppy, she knew deep down that the right thing to do was help it find its way home. "I'd love to keep you," she whispered to the puppy, "but I bet someone is really worried about you right now. We need to get you home." Sophia gently picked up the puppy and decided to look around the park first. She asked people if they had seen anyone looking for a lost dog, but no one had. The puppy snuggled in her arms as if it was grateful for the help, but still, there was no sign of its owner. "I know," Sophia said. "Let's go to the animal shelter. They might know who you belong to." With determination, Sophia set off for the local animal shelter, the puppy trotting happily by her side. When they arrived, a kind woman behind the desk smiled and greeted them. "Hi there," Sophia said. "I found this puppy in the park, and I think it might be lost. Can you help me find its owner?" The woman nodded. "Of course. You did the right thing by bringing it here, Sophia. Let's see if we can find any information." The shelter worker checked to see if the puppy had a microchip, which could tell them where the dog lived. After a few moments, the worker smiled. "We found the owner's information. This little puppy belongs to a family just a few streets away. They've been looking for him all day." Sophia felt a mix of emotions. She was happy that the puppy would be reunited with its family, but she was also a little sad to say goodbye. She had grown fond of the little dog in the short time they had spent together. The woman at the shelter could see the look on Sophia's face. "I know it's hard to let him go," she said kindly, "but you've done something very special. You've helped this puppy find its way back home to a family that loves him very much." Sophia nodded. She knew it was the right thing to do, even if it was hard. "Can I come with you to bring him home?" she asked. "Of course," the shelter worker said, and together they set off to return the puppy to its family. When they arrived at the house, a little boy and his parents were waiting anxiously at the door. The moment the boy saw the puppy, his face lit up with joy. "Max!" he cried, running forward to scoop the puppy into his arms. "I was so worried about you." The puppy wagged its tail wildly, licking the boy's face and barking happily. It was clear that Max was right where he belonged. "Thank you so much for bringing him home," the boy's mother said to Sophia. "We've been looking everywhere for him." Sophia smiled, feeling a warm glow in her heart. "I'm just glad he's back with you," she said. "He's a very special puppy." As they waved goodbye, Sophia felt proud of what she had done. She had wanted to keep the puppy, but helping him find his way home had been even more important. She realized that doing the right thing wasn't always easy, but it was always worth it. On the walk back home, the shelter worker patted Sophia on the shoulder. "You're a very kind girl, Sophia," she said. "Helping others, even when it's hard, is what makes the world a better place." Sophia beamed. "I'm just happy Max is home where he belongs," she said. When she got back to her own house, Sophia couldn't stop thinking about the day's events. As much as she had wanted a puppy, she knew that the real magic of the day had been helping someone in need. Maybe one day she would get a puppy of her own. But for now, she was content knowing she had done something good. That night, as Sophia lay in bed, she thought about Max, safe and sound with his family, and smiled to herself. Helping others, she realized, was the most rewarding feeling of all. And who knows, she thought, maybe one day a puppy of her own would find its way to her. But until then, she would always be ready to lend a helping hand.